So we've been waiting in the airport for about 6 hours. Our flight was supposed to leave us at 4:45, but when we arrived, it said that we are leaving at 9. So we go look at the screen, and the screen now says departure 10:20.
Hey y'all.
Hey everybody. Well, we're in parts unknown at the moment, and right now we want to talk about our our travel from Ecuador to Italy. So, LaShawn, how did that go?
It was terrible.
It was.
It was terrible. Absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
I cannot stress how terrible Air Portugal is.
Yeah, we didn't have a good experience with them at all. To start out, we initially had a long layover in Portugal. So between Lisbon, Portugal, and Rome, we had like a 7-hour layover already built in.
Which was fine.
Which was fine. So from Miami, when we got to Miami and the Air Portugal gate, they started doing the check-ins and everything. We were supposed to leave around like 4 or something like that.
No, we were supposed to leave at 6.
Okay.
At 6, but they were late.
Yeah.
We were just standing in line. We were asked to get there early because it's international. And then you get there and there's a line already because people been waiting. And then we're waiting and they just stroll in 30 minutes late.
Willy-nilly. And then they tell us, was it at the
They
counter?
told us at the counter. Told me at the counter, were you aware that your flight is 6-hour delay?
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I have the app. No notification, no email, nothing.
Yeah.
Everyone who was going to Rome, Italy, we were sitting in the airport for 6 hours.
Yeah. Well,
before it even started.
Yeah, everyone that was going to Lisbon.
Or Lisbon.
Yeah, we had to stay in the airport for a lot longer than we expected. I'll stick that video in right here.
We got here about 12:30, and the check-in was supposed to be at 12:55. When they started checking in until like 1:15, and then when we got there, the lady informed us that our flight was delayed, and instead of us leaving at 4:45, we're going to be leaving at 9 o'clock. Well, right now it's 7:30, 8:30, 8:45. It's dark out. So 9 has come, and we'll leave because we're not leaving until 10:20.
Yeah, so you have an option when you are purchasing your flight if you want to do the lounge. And I had asked, I had purchased that for the connection because of the long flight. Well,
for that long layover in Lisbon.
Yeah, the long layover. So you would think when I asked to transfer that, it would have been easy, wouldn't been no issue because we was not aware it was going to be a 6-hour delay. And no, not even, no accommodations whatsoever. You got a 6-hour delay. There's nothing we can do. I'm not about to sit in the airport for 6 hours, just sitting in those uncomfortable chairs.
Yeah.
So we purchased the lounge.
In Miami.
Don't like that.
Miami Airport, I think we've said this before. Miami Airport sucks.
Trash too.
Yeah.
Absolutely trash.
Yeah, we didn't have
We have not had a good experience in Miami International Airport.
But yeah, we purchased the lounge in Miami, and of course it was crowded. We sat there for hours before we decided to go back down.
The only
to the
good thing about it, you can just snack throughout, and
food and drink. So all right, we get on the plane, we fly to Lisbon, and at this point, because of that long delay, we didn't have a layover in Lisbon anymore. So it was kind of a like, hurry up, get off the plane,
We had 50 minutes.
Yeah, to get to the next gate, to get on the plane to Rome. And like I said, we weren't anticipating being in a hurry at all, but we were. And honestly, the flight to Rome from Lisbon was that one was okay, if I remember correctly.
I guess.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah,
It
I
wasn't
think
nothing memorable
yeah,
about it.
There's
So,
nothing really to remember about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, Air Portugal, they're kind of rude and like I don't know. We just don't like that airline, and it didn't get better on the way back. But
Yeah.
so yeah, we got to Rome.
The hotel there, we stayed at Gasometer Urban Suites. Beautiful hotel.
Oh, the transfer. Want to talk about the transfer from the airport to?
Oh yeah, we requested pickup.
Yeah.
And so when we were picked up, gentleman, in a suit, and he had a trainer. She was trained to be a driver. So we were in a Mercedes minivan.
Yeah.
The hotel we stayed at, it was a suite and very accommodating.
And I'll show that right here.
And so have really no complaints about the hotel.
That place was awesome.
I love the soaking tub, and I really used the soaking tub.
Yeah.
And it was just beautiful. They were very accommodating with scheduling pickups for us.
Yeah. Anytime we needed a taxi anywhere,
right.
We could just tell them.
Any questions, any recommendations for us, restaurants, going to museums, very helpful.
Yeah.
That staff was amazing.
They were great. Yeah, they were really great. That was worth every penny.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
When we traveled to Paris, the flight was great. It wasn't long.
Yeah, that
at
flight
all.
was fine. Yeah, that flight was fine.
It was not Air Portugal, so you know.
It was Transavia.
Okay.
On our way to our hotel in Paris, so we're going to see what we can get into for a few days here in France.
And we got to that hotel. The hotel we stayed in was the original residence.
Yeah.
I think we were living in an apartment / hotel.
That they like cutting to a third, and like it was tiny. It did have like a little kitchen. Here's the thing: it had everything they said it had. So I don't want to say that this place was lying or anything like that.
No.
It was just really small. It did have a terrace, which was kind of cool. It was just really small. The bed was small. It was two really small beds stuck together.
It was 2 twin beds stuck together.
Yeah.
And which I read. So trust me, I did read that you don't get king size beds in some parts of Paris, depending on where you're staying.
Yeah.
Because I think they said a lot of hotels don't do king size bed. What you get is 2 twin beds pushed together, which is exactly what you saw.
Yeah.
What we had, and it didn't compare to the hotel we would had in Rome.
Yeah, I think if we had went to that one in Paris first, we might not have, or if we never stayed at Gasometer. So if we went to that one in Paris,
No.
we wouldn't have had such a negative review of it.
I think I would.
But I think it's just because of the comparison to gasometer, and also the one in Paris, it wasn't considered a hotel, so they would only come and clean your room every 4 days unless you requested it, and it was at an extra cost. Now you could get like towels and stuff like that, but they wouldn't clean your room. You know, it was only 4 days they would do it, and we were staying for 3.
It wouldn't matter
so.
if I stayed at gasometer or not.
Yeah.
Okay. If I'm getting a sort of a suite size room, it should look like a suite size room.
Yeah.
And it was not.
Yeah.
It was a box. I felt like I walked in, made a right. There you go. You hear the bedroom and the bathroom.
The area it was in though was fairly nice.
It was.
You know, you could do a lot of walking from there. It was, you know.
Okay.
I won't say that the entire.
It wasn't bad.
Yeah,
It wasn't bad.
The experience wasn't bad. It's just it wasn't as good as gasometer.
So we fly back to Italy, and of course, you know, our room was clean because I had spoken to the admin before we left. Another bottle of
wine and 2
glasses, and it was just, you know, I have no complaints.
Yeah. Like,
Wait. Sorry, we took the train.
Yes.
We took the train.
The bullet train. I don't think either one of us has ever even ridden on a train before. Not that I remember.
I've ridden on the train.
Okay. Well, it's probably been a really long time. So we, on our trips to our adventures in Italy, to Naples and Venice, didn't we go somewhere else? No. Okay. That's another story. We took the bullet train. We use, and they have several trains in Italy that you can choose from, you know, regular speed, high speed. Italio is the one that we chose. They have high speed trains.
Yeah, Trenitalia.
Yeah. Train Italia was a different one.
Okay.
Italio was the one with the high speed.
Okay.
Yeah. Prices are reasonable. They're like really fast. They're doing like 270 kilometers an hour. Depending on where you're going, it's really convenient. It's really smooth. So we're taking a bullet train ride to Naples. It's our first train ride, so we'll see how this rolls.
Per proseguire il viaggio, vi ricordiamo che a bordo di Italo è vietato fumare. Il divieto vale anche per le sere con le torce, i contatori.
It's on time. It's just like
on time.
Like you just like hopping on a bus, and going somewhere and hopping off. They're really accommodating. When we were in Naples and we kind of saw everything we needed to see in Naples, and we had walked a ton and our feet were hurting, we said, you know what? Our train back was at like 9 or something like that.
Yeah, I think
9 p.m.
Yeah.
And we got back to the train station around like 5 or 5:30, something like that. Or it might have been like 4 or something.
Yeah.
And we asked, like, hey, can we just exchange? She's like, sure.
No problem.
We just got on the next train.
Yeah.
Just got on the next train.
It was in what, next 30 minutes?
It was like 30 minutes later. Yeah, it was awesome.
It was very accommodating. Like I say, is everything accommodating?
Yeah.
It's convenient.
The public transportation is really good.
Yeah. I said I would not go to sleep.
That train was like
lie.
this, doing 130 miles an hour.
It was smooth. I was out. And of course I had jet lag. I was jet lagged anyway. I will say, taxis.
Yeah, you can't wave down a taxi. You got to do everything.
No,
like
that is not even
Uber and stuff like that.
The driver.
Oh yeah.
I promise you, I felt like we were in what's Jason's state?
No, the transporter.
The transporter.
Yeah. They were zooming. Like every time we were in a taxi, like they were just flying,
just speeding through traffic, speeding in front of the buses. And on the way to the airport.
On the way, when we were leaving.
There is nothing on the road. But we're doing 140 kilometers.
No, it was more than that. It was
The one I was looking at, he was doing 140.
Cause I'm pretty sure he was doing like 100 miles an hour. So that's more than that. But anyway, flying, because on our trip back, we had to be at the airport at like 4 or something in the morning.
Yeah.
So there's like really nobody on the road, and this guy's just flying. Like,
He's
okay,
just
guess he's getting
speeding
this.
through traffic. I mean, speeding for no reason.
Yeah.
He was coming up on trucks, and when I tell you he could have clipped them,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, he was moving, but he got us where we need to go.
yeah.
So the flight back.
The flight back. Okay, so the flight back is a joke,
Yeah.
but go ahead, sweetheart. I'm gonna let you tell this story.
Okay, so early morning, there was we had to be there pretty early to get on the flight from Rome to Lisbon, and I want to say that flight itself
Wasn't bad.
wasn't that bad. It wasn't like delayed or anything.
Oh no, they were not there.
Yeah,
They were late.
yeah, they were late, like checking people in, because I think we made sure we were there like 2.5 or 3 hours, almost 3 hours early, and I don't think they started checking in until like 2 hours before the flight was supposed to take off.
So we were standing there like an hour and a half.
Yeah. But anyway, that flight was kind of uneventful. All right. Then we get on the flight from Lisbon to Miami. So basically uneventful.
Oh, perfect. Like,
yeah. Like,
it was
okay,
just long.
Air Portugal's redeeming themselves now.
We get to Miami.
We get actually all the way to Miami.
Right. We're about to land.
We're on our descent.
He's on the descent.
And there's a report of storms in the Miami-Fort Lauderdale area. All right. So we can tell that we're circling now.
It's
like, okay, we're supposed to land like 30 minutes ago. Like, what are we doing? So then he comes back on and says, yeah, there's some storms. We're going to continue to circle. Like, okay, we'll be a little late, but whatever. Because we had a long time in between our landing in Miami and our next flight. So then he comes back on like, yeah, we're being diverted, not to Fort Lauderdale, which isn't that far from Miami. No, we're going to Fort Myers, the small airport in Fort Myers on the opposite side of the state.
I don't think anyone has flown into Fort Myers that I know of.
And at first he said it in Portuguese, right? I don't speak Portuguese, but I know the words Fort Myers.
Because it was said in
And when
English.
he said it, I stopped. I was like, why is he saying Fort Myers? And that's where we were going. So we were diverted. It was another hour,
it was
due west.
It wasn't that. It was like 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we get there, and of course Fort Myers isn't prepared for this huge plane.
And other planes.
And other planes that were being diverted. So we get there, and we have to wait on the tarmac. Like, no one can deplane. We can't do anything. Hold on, there's a helicopter. So no one can get off the plane. And what they're telling us, they're giving us like these conflicting stories. And they're saying that customs has to come out, check the plane. I don't know what they have to do. Then they're saying that
we were like cocaine cowboys.
Right? Then they were saying that we're going to sit here long enough for for the storms to pass in Miami, and then we're going to fly to Miami. Then that didn't happen. And they said, okay, well, they're trying to set up accommodations for us.
Hotel.
Yeah, like we're going to stay in Fort Myers. They're going to give us hotel, vouchers, whatever, and bus us to the hotels. And that was kind of the last thing they said. Mm-hmm. So then when we waited for like over an hour.
Yeah.
I want to say.
On the plane.
It might have actually been longer than that, but it was a long time.
We get off the plane.
They finally let us off the plane. We get into the airport.
No
instructions. There's no one here from Air Portugal.
Portugal agent.
Right. There's no one. It's like, I can understand there's no Air Portugal agent at Fort Myers because they don't have flights to Portugal. I get that. But at least brief somebody on the ground so that when we come off the plane, we can know what we're actually doing.
We're going straight to customs. Go to customs, go to customs, go to customs.
They only have 4 agents because they have 4 booths. But I will say that they were pretty good.
They were efficient.
Because they got that plane in, that whole plane through pretty fast.
So now we're going through customs. We're out in the waiting area.
Yeah.
No agent.
No instructions.
No instruction. No information resource person.
Yeah, not even a poster. So there's a airport worker. He's on a Segway, and I walk up to him and ask him what's going on. He says, "Yeah, we're waiting on buses to take everyone to Miami." I'm like, "Miami? They just told us on the plane that we're staying here." He's like, "Nah, they put you on buses to take you back to Miami Airport." I'm like, "Oh my goodness."
That was 30 minutes. He said it would be about 30, 40 minutes.
Right. Keep in mind, we have to use the airport Wi-Fi because we're coming to the States. I haven't I haven't gotten a
SIM
U.S.
card.
SIM card yet. So anyway, we're waiting and waiting and waiting. And then the 30 or 40 minutes goes by, and then we're still waiting. And then we ask, like, yeah, it's 30 or 40 minutes. Some buses are coming. So anyway, everyone's piling outside. We don't even know where we're supposed to be at.
It's like ants.
Yeah, everyone has all their luggage and everything.
They like birds and ants. When
Yeah,
somebody go that way, everybody go that way.
like a flock. Yeah, like one person went this way, so like everybody went that way.
We
So then they finally gave us some instructions. Someone from the airport came and said, yeah, there's buses coming. They're going to pick you up here at gate 1. So everyone
in about 30, 40 minutes.
Right, about 30, 40 minutes.
So we're waiting.
It ended up only being like another 15 minutes before they showed up.
About 20 minutes, 20, 25.
It was like 3 big buses came. You know, we all just piled on the bus. At this point, everyone's going to Miami. There was a few people who like lived, there in Florida, and they were like, hey, I got a relative, come pick me up. So whatever. It wasn't the entire plane that got on the buses. We get on the bus, and at this point, we're kind of exhausted.
It was tight.
And it's a 2-hour bus ride from Fort Myers to Miami Airport. We still aren't getting any instructions. Oh, let me back up. While we were waiting in line for the buses, the crew from the plane came out. They didn't even know what was going on. They couldn't tell us anything. I don't even know which bus they didn't get on one of our buses. They got on another transport because I think they were going to be flying back to Miami the next day.
So they got hotel accommodations.
They didn't follow us. Yeah, they got a hotel. We didn't. But the bus takes us to Miami Airport. Everyone gets off. The bus driver, we're thinking the bus driver might be telling us like where we need to go. No, the bus driver's taking the video of people taking the luggage out of the bus. Like, I guess
the bus driver was taking the video.
Oh yeah. When we got out, he was like this. He pulled all the bags out first before he let us off the bus.
Okay.
And then when everyone's getting off, he was taking a video of it. Like, I don't know, guaranteeing that everyone, I don't know, who cares? All I know is he didn't tell us anything.
We get off off the bus, go inside the airport.
No one.
No one.
No one. No one from Air Portugal.
Just
no
passengers.
Yeah.
Air Portugal the counter was desolate.
Yeah, at this point it was like, 11?
It was almost 12 o'clock.
Yeah, it was almost midnight. And
it was midnight. Yeah, we got there.
So we're confused, y'all. Confused as hell. We don't know where we're supposed to be going, what we're supposed to be doing. There was no instructions. We're talking to airport people, and they're like, yeah, Air Portugal, they're not here. They're not going to be here till the morning. Blah, 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 blah. So we're trying to do multiple things at the same time. I say, hey, look, we're going to need to get a hotel because we don't even know what's going on. She's also trying to adjust our rental, our car rental.
Look, I'm on the phone trying to contact airports. I'm trying to adjust the rental car. We're trying to get a hotel.
Yeah.
He's trying to schedule the next flight.
Right, our next flight out because we're missing our Delta flight. Sorry for the abrupt change in location. Technical difficulties. And I'm on the phone with Delta to rebook our Delta flight from Miami to Richmond. And
I'm booking the hotel,
right.
And we go. We're tired. We've been through the ringer with no information, and we're just trying to get stuff done.
Yeah.
So we get a hotel, and he has the next flight booked for 7 o'clock in the morning.
Right, because the original rebooking would have been the exact same flight that we missed, which was 7-something the next evening.
Yes.
So I said, okay, that's cool. So she books the hotel, thinking that, okay, we'll just check out the hotel, we'll get some good sleep. Well, then the guy, I'm on the chat line with Delta, and the guy comes back and says, oh, no, wait, sorry, that flight's delayed. I have another one if you like it that's earlier. So I tell her, she said, yeah, go for it. Well, the next one was 7 in the morning. Now, keep in mind, it's like 1 a.m. now.
I had already booked a flight.
We had already booked a hotel, so we're like, all right, well, screw it. Because had I known before she booked the hotel that the next flight was at 7 a.m.,
we wouldn't even book the hotel.
We wouldn't have booked the hotel. We just stayed in the airport overnight.
Right. So he gets an Uber, and we go to the hotel. I have nothing good to say about the hotel.
That hotel was terrible.
But we're going to move on past that.
Yeah.
It wasn't like it was a motel or anything. It was part of the Marriott suites.
All I
know is we won't stay there again.
They make you sign a waiver or whatever that you won't smoke in the room. But as soon as we walked in the room, we're like, well, someone was just smoking in here. Anyway,
we sleep for literally an hour. No, an hour and 45 minutes.
Yeah, we took a shower and we slept for like an hour and 45 minutes. Had to get right back up.
To go to the hotel.
I pre-scheduled an Uber to take us back to the airport. We get back to the airport.
and we're going through TSA.
Right. And this issue that we had with this flight had nothing to do with Delta.
Nothing.
Let's just say that.
So we're going through TSA, and there is a
sick woman.
A passenger to some airline going through TSA with a bag in her hand.
In a wheelchair. She's being pushed by airport personnel.
And she's sick.
She's just throwing up in his bag.
And, okay, so we go through, because I don't know her issues.
So,
maybe she just got sick. We don't know. She
right.
may just have, the bug or whatever.
Maybe she's pregnant. But here's the thing. When I saw her, I was like, it's kind of too coincidental that she's here at the same time as us. I feel like she's going to be on our flight. Maybe I'm wrong. Everyone has to go through TSA.
So we go through, we get through TSA, we find our gate, and lo and behold, the person that was in the wheelchair is now sitting in the chair.
At our gate.
Still sick. Yeah. We don't know. I didn't ask. Not my business. That's, whatever.
She wasn't just like sick. Like she was patient 0 sick. Like World War Z sick.
Yeah. I go to the bathroom and she's still sick. She's in there, up checking. Anyway, I just want to get to my destination. So we get boarded, get on the plane, and who do we see?
Yep.
Patient 0.
She's in there.
With 2 vacant seats on the side of her. And I'm like,
so our seats were like 17, row 17. I was counting the seats to see where we were in relation to her. It just so happened we were like across and behind. And we get in the air, get up to altitude where they're supposed to start serving the snacks. This is only like a 2-hour flight from Miami to JFK. We get up to altitude, and right when they're about to start serving snacks, I see the girl get up, go to the restroom, and she comes out and she's talking to the flight attendants. And all of a sudden, the flight attendants stop everything they're doing, take her to the back of the plane. And the next thing we know, a couple minutes later, a flight attendant who
makes an announcement and basically says, are there any medical professionals on board?
Yeah. Nurses, doctors.
This seems like a movie right now.
Right.
Because, all the flights we've taken, this has never happened. So, next thing you know, they come back and they say, unfortunately, the in-flight snack service has been
suspended,
canceled because they have a medical issue on board.
Right.
The pilot comes on and he says, what?
Well, basically, he was saying that we were able to get her stabilized because, let's back up, when the flight attendant asked for any medical professionals, there just happened to be, like, I don't know if she was a doctor or a nurse, whatever, in first class. She went back with the girl, and the pilot came on and says, okay, we had a medical emergency. We managed to get the person stabilized. So we're going to continue our flight to New York. So we were one person not being on that plane away from being diverted again.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
We made it to JFK, and from there, everything was
better there. Yeah. Once we got to JFK, we got on a flight to Richmond, and everything was fine. We made it to the States. A day late, a few dollars short. But, we made it to the States.
It worked out, and we're here, and so far, so good. I felt like at that point, I never wanted to fly again.
Yeah.
I told him, we gotta take a break, because that was just, the cup is overflowing.
Yeah, kind of tired of flying.
Tired.
So that's the transportation story.